Hi guys and welcome to the circus. So today we have another CFA fight for you guys. We are a bit late on the commentating right now. We already rode onto our grade 1s. The opponent, Murakumo player Yasuie specifically, rode onto the Yasuie searcher. And then we rode into Irina. The Yasuie player went second, so he gets to attack me and then deals me a damage because we don't need to guard early. Checks a grade 2 and then we check a breathing dragon. And then we proceed to our grade 2 turn. We will now choose to ride between Selvia or Rising Dragon. We are actually thinking here on what is more valuable to ride and then to be put in the soul early. Either a Rising Dragon or a Selvia. We have 2 copies of Rising Dragon here, and I think what I did here is a Rising Dragon, I believe, because we have another copy in hand, so might as well just put the other one in the soul, right? Or just ride rather onto Selvia to secure a spot in the soul, which is really useful when you doing our grade 3 plays, especially on the late game. And yeah, it took a little bit of time here to decide, and then I think we just finally rode into Rising Dragon. Okay, let's see. What did we ride here? I actually forgot about this one. Okay, so okay, we rode into our Rising Dragon and then proceed to using Irina's skill to fetch ourselves 3 flicking front triggers there. Okay, so we fetched ourselves 1 copy of the front trigger Silver Thorn and then used Romy, and then finally we fetched ourselves with multiple Silver Thorns that we need to be put in the soul, and then set up ourselves with huge power spikes when we reach grade 3. We get every single Silver Thorn there, and it's really compact right now in the soul. It looks really good so far, especially in the early game. And we proceed to battle phase and then swing for 1, and then we check for a Lillian. Yeah, it's a Lillian. Okay, the opponent damage check grade 2. Now he proceed to the opponent's grade 2 turn. What will he ride? Okay, this is actually a interesting matchup because it's an Axel versus Axel. Okay, he rides onto that unit that copies himself. You know, the Japirical is the same copy of him, with a counter blast and a soul blast. And then the back row Sanji gains 5,000 if you have a vanguard with the same, if you have a rear guard with the same unit as your vanguard. Okay, so as of now, the Sanji is a 12k booster, I believe. Okay, so now the vanguard and the rear guard gains +3. Or yeah, +3 if they have the same copy, if I remember correctly. Okay, so he proceeds to battle phase, swinging with 12k, and I believe we don't need to guard that. And then yeah, he checks a draw on top of that secures a PG in his hand. We check a front trigger for defensive. The opponent swings, and I believe we decided to guard this. I actually don't know. Oh, we just took it and then got ourselves a heal. What a nice timing there. Okay, sadly we don't have a Venus Luquier, so we just rode onto the normal Luquier, which is not really that bad. But we don't have a Doriane, I believe, in the soul, because if we do, that will be a really big play there. We could fetch out using Lillian, but we have only 2 counter blasts. That means that heal check can really be a disadvantage at some point, because you know, if you wanted a Doriane in the soul, you could just call Lillian, counter blast 1, put the Doriane in the soul, and then use Luquier right there, CB2, discard 1, and call a bunch of cards. And then the end of the turn, you get to plus a lot at the same time. Put everything back to the soul, and then basically just plus you a lot, and then go for a devastating turn on your first grade 3 turn. But it requires a maximum it requires a minimum of 3 counter blasts there, so that's a bit of a heavy cost because we don't have counter chargers in this variant that I ran here. I mean, this this list that I ran at the moment that I was playing here. And then we are actually thinking of what to do now. It took a little bit of time and thinking here. Okay, so if we let's imagine ourselves having Venus Luquier. If we rode onto Venus Luquier at this point, you can use her because it only costs 1 counterblast and 1 discard. Plus all your power gainers will go gain their power because the condition is all met. Plus we have our Selvia, which means our board is full. It's possibly gonna be full when you use her, but all of our counterblast will go face down, and we don't have anything else to countercharge unless we heal some out. Okay, so we just proceed to main phase there, and then call ourselves. I don't know what we actually do here. Yeah, it took a lot of time on thinking here. Okay, so okay, again, thank you everyone for the support so far. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we just used normal Luquier's skill here to call a bunch of cards. We call our 2 Rising Dragons, our Romy, our Linnea, and our Irina, I believe. Yeah, because why wouldn't you, right? Okay, so okay, I think I didn't call a lot because I was hoping to get 4 different names, but I forgot I had Romy, so okay, so okay, we used Romy's skill here. Oh, we just replaced it. Okay, we actually misplayed there. We just replaced the units that we called in one Irina in the behind the Rising Dragon, and to use Romy there to fetch ourselves 2 more Silver Thorns. That's pretty nice. Which means if we call our Lillian here, we will actually get to meet the condition where we need different names of 4 different names of Silver Thorns in our soul in order for her to have power. Okay, so will we call Lillian though? Okay, we didn't do anything else with our hand. We just called a bunch of units and then go for a strong turn. Okay, so the opponent, I'm guessing the opponent didn't guard. Okay, we check a Venus, that's really nice, and a draw trigger on top of that, which means our opponent knows that we have 1 PG, as well as we know that the opponent has 1 PG in hand. We give the power into Rising Dragon and then swing for 24,000 onto the opponent's face. And then okay, he guarded with a heal trigger there, and then swing once more, and then the opponent checks another grade 3 Yasuie into the damage zone, which means there's less chance that he'll pull off his shenanigans unless he heals it out, or maybe he already has it in hand. He calls a Jiraiya at the back, as well as another grade 2 onto the Axel Circle, another grade 2 on the Axel Circle. Okay, so okay, I believe he used Yasue's skill. I actually okay, okay. I believe he used Yasuie. I actually don't. I'm not actually quite familiar with Yasuie Murakumo. So I'm sorry if I don't know which skill is happening right now, but I think he used Yasuie because it's a counterblast and soul blast. Okay, he called 2 more units from the soul, and then what do you call it? What is happening? Counterblast 1. Okay, so Sanji gains plus 2k, plus 5k from that, and then okay, if you have another unit with the same card name as this unit, or whatever. Okay, so let's just see what happens here. And the opponent can't re-ride right now, I believe, so he just proceeds to battle phase, swings. Okay, he swings onto my Rising Dragon, and then we don't guard that. We check, the opponent checks a crit, gives the power onto his the other column. That they're all the same grade 2s anyway, so either way Yeah, it works well. Okay, he swings for another Rising Dragon there. And then finally swings at Vanguard for 2 crits. And I believe we just takes it. Takes it. My grammar is wrong today. Okay, so we just took 2 damage there because we will gladly take that for our Venus Luquier play next turn. Okay, so he swings one more with his Axle Circle there, and then we just guard it out with another trigger, and then we proceed to our turn. Okay, opponents is on 3 damage, we're at 4 damage, and we're actually looking pretty good. And then we drew into a heal at the flick. Oh, that's too bad. We could have checked that and then potentially survive a bit longer. Okay, so now with Venus Luquier as our Vanguard, we can only call into front row. Remember that, okay, guys? And because in one video I misplayed, and I'm sorry about that. So now Venus Luquier gives +5 to everybody, but it can only call the front row, which is not that big of an issue. And now we use what do you call it? Venus Luquier skill to CB1 discard a card, any card at all. Now we call it the entire front row units. Okay, so we will get ourselves more units, and I believe we just called something that we need from the soul, like grade 1s, because we have power gainers on our hand, which are 2 Rising Dragons and 1 Rising Dragon and 1 normal Luquier. Sorry if I misread the names or something like that. I'm really sorry about this. Okay, so calls down a Selvia and 1 more unit onto the front row. Any booster, I believe booster will be fine, because when you have a booster and then just call 2 more from hand, that's the main reason. Oh, we have a Linnea in hand, so okay, that's an option, but Linnea is still good as a what do you call it? A shield power in hand, because it's a 10k and a grade 1. Okay, so that's about it. Now we will use our Romy, I believe, because that's why we called Romy in the first place. We check top 3 cards, we bind it out. You could have just revealed it. Okay, so I'm complaining on my own place at the flick. Okay, we return the front trigger onto the bottom to reach that stack. We stack our triggers at the bottom so that we can get that sweet power ups that triggers during the late game. As you can see, we just called our 2 power gainers in our hand, from our hand rather. So we gave them plus 15,000 total, because 5k from Venus Luquier and plus 10 from basically, just if you just call 2 more from Soul, they all get plus 10 except for Selvia. Now we will swing with our Vanguard first, because we are running fronts. Okay, we check a draw trigger there. We give the power to the opponent. Said no guard, by the way, so we will give the power to I'm actually debating on which one here deserves the plus 10. Okay, we just get it to Selvia, and then we check another Linnea there. Okay, the opponent checks a defensive 22k, and then we swing for our 29k Selvia there, because that's the lowest one, so that's the lowest attack as of now. And when he guarded it with a 10k shield, because a grade 1, a grade 2 rather, and a quick shield. Now we proceed to attacking one more time with what? Everybody is big. Okay, so we swing for that's a 30k column, it's a 32k column, and that's a 35k column. Okay, those are pretty big numbers. Okay, he guarded with a 37, that's more than enough. Another 32, another 37, and then 35 rather, sorry 35, and then he guarded with a heal trigger, that's more than enough. We pass our turn, and then we scoop everything back to the soul, because of Venus Luquier skill. It's like I said before, Venus Luquier is a mixture of Doriane and normal Luquier, but kinda nerfed and somewhat kinda buffed. There's a lot of less plussing but more devastating turn, just like what you saw there. The opponent rode onto another Yasuie to get that Axle too, because why not? Okay, so Okay, I believe the opponent has the other Yasuie in the grave right now. Grave, that's a that's a Yugi term. In the drop zone right now, so he can re-ride during the battle phase. Okay, so let's see what will happen here. Again, I'm really sorry if I don't know much about the Murakumo clan. I've played it a bunch of times, but I still haven't memorized the effects of other units because my friend that plays it keeps on experimenting with stuff, which means that I will get to see different units every time we fight, so I didn't get the chance to memorize them. Okay, so what happened here? So you check 2 cards on the top of this deck. Oh, he called 2. I forgot about that. He called 2 cards from his deck from the skill of Yasuie, I believe. Just correct me, guys, in the comments if I happen to state anything wrong, because I don't know. Okay, the opponent, the back row, entire back row gains plus 10,000 because the Vanguard has the same name, I believe. That's how it goes, right? So we this assures that he has the other Yasuie in the grave again. What the fuck? In the drop zone. So he swings with okay, he just stood it back up and then swing for 27. Okay, so we need a 20k shield here to guard this. Okay, we guarded that one, and then go. So the opponent swings for 12k, and I believe we just what do you call it, PG'd it. I don't know. I didn't remember what I did here. Did we take this attack? Okay, we just checked the drop zone if the opponent has it. Yeah, he has the other copy from the drop zone to re-ride after this swing by discarding 2 cards in a counter blast, which means he has more attacks to come. So we just used a PG, I believe. What did I do here? Okay, we just used a PG and discard another copy of Lillian because we don't need her at this point. And then the opponent checks no trigger there. That's too bad. Now he uses the Yasuie skill to discard 2 cards with a counter blast. Okay. So, oh, what? It's when an attack hits power counter blast punches. What? Oh, it didn't require a counter blast. I'm actually quite confused. I'm sorry about that. Okay, he swings for 29k with 1 drive. But to be sure, I believe we just used APG. Yeah, another Lillian to the drop zone, just to be sure if ooh, he checks a heal there. That's actually quite huge. Now he gets to take 3 more damage next turn. Okay, so okay. So the Yasuie grade 3 retired for something like a skill. I actually forgot that happened. Okay, so the opponent swings once more with 34,000 onto my Vanguard. We need to guard it, or otherwise just take it. We can take it, but we need 1 counter blast to work with next turn plus a discard. So I feel like I need to retain my Venus Luquier in hand in order to ride and then go for that final swings, you know. Okay, so PG again, I believe. And then okay, we check it, and then we check a defensive trigger there for 22k. That's actually really helpful because we can only we need to only guard 1 more because the other unit is a 19k. Okay, he's sitting for 49, and I believe we just use the PG because you know, why wouldn't you? Okay, that's the right play there. Just discarded the Selvia. The opponent passes the turn, retires the Yasuie, and then puts it in the drop zone. I believe the Yasuie can retire 1 unit. I need to clarify me, guys, in the comments. I'm sorry about this. Okay, so we ride on to our Venus Luquier to another Venus Luquier and that. and then use Venus Luquier, discard Venus Luquier to call 6, a total of 6 units on board. And then look at this, bam, we just called 2 Luquiers, 1 Rising Dragon, and what did we call? What other units did we call? I believe we called a Romy. Okay, we called a Linnea for that sweet power boost. We called a Romy. We still have a normal Luquier in hand, by the way, so that's another power gainer. We called another Linnea and a Selvia on top of that. Okay, so now what happens? We use Selvia's skill on place, call 2 more to the back row, and then we pick our Irina. At the same time, a Romy, I believe, because we still have another boost at my in my hand, and another Romy. We need to fetch Romy so that we can filter out a lot more in order to reach reach those triggers as soon as possible. And finally, we find ourselves our one of Doriane in the late game. That doesn't really matter that much at this point because we are so late in the game, and then we need to finish the game right here, right now. Okay, so okay, we misplayed there and then called Romy instead, and then use Romy again to filter out even more. And then we check, oh, 2 more Silver Thorns there, and we are going to be higher and higher. What? We get higher chance now to reach our stack at the same time reach those triggers, because that is what we needed this late in the game. Now we shall do this. Give everybody +5, give everybody +10, a total of 15,000 to 2 Luquiers, 3 Luquiers and 1 Rising Dragon. And then we swing for our Vanguard with 25k. We need to finish this game right here, right now, or else we lose because we don't have a hand card. And then when you start using, you check up front on top of that, folks. It checks a defensive heal but doesn't go off. That's actually quite good, but at the same time bad. But we will still try. Okay, give +10 total to that unit because they can both work on attacking and in boosting. He takes it, and then there's no more what do you call it? There's no more defensive there. Okay, so he guards it with a 10k shield. That is enough. We will swing again for 39,000 onto the opponent's Vanguard. Will he take it? Can he still hold on by at this point? I still have 4 attacks with huge numbers. He has another heal in hand. Okay, so we swing for 40,000 and we take it. The opponent takes it, and we got the game. That is one good fight, and I'm sorry that I spoke some bad things there. And thank you for watching, and see you guys next time. See you next time.